Hey, this is Chelsea Ward. Let's talk about weight loss, shall we? I'm in the middle of a cleanse challenge with a phenomenal group of ladies. And I'll say that for the most part, cleansing brings weight loss, especially if it's done right. But my experience also tells me that weight loss is more than just a simple diet. And it can look quite different for a lot of people. So many diets fail because they treat human beings as if we were calculators. And the truth is, it's really not that simple. You can't just say something as simple as high fat, low carb works for everyone. Another truth for you is that all diets really work, at least for a period of time. And depending on if you found the right one for your body or not, it's going to determine how long it works for you. So if they didn't work, then people wouldn't do them, right? So why do we fail? Well, number one, we don't work on toxin removal. Number two, we give up way too soon. Number three, we aren't honest and we cheat our way through. And number four, we aren't on the right program for our individual body. When we create change in the body begins to respond in a positive way, or maybe sometimes it's negative. So something as simple as going on a diet, removing things like starchy carbohydrates, sugar, sodas, junk food, and things like that, they kind of give us somewhat of a result. But as a matter of fact, some people stop dieting because they hit a plateau. The truth about a plateau is that it's normal. Plateaus can actually happen for many reasons. The fat cells can hold water in place of the fat before releasing it. So what we see on the scale is not necessarily a plateau in fat loss, it's just that it's been replaced with water, and it's kind of in a holding pattern. It actually does this as an energy saving mechanism. And when the body realizes that you aren't going to refill those cells with fat, you'll actually release it. And that's why some days on a diet, you'll wake up and you'll be 3 pounds lighter and you'll wonder, well, how did I lose all that weight overnight? Well, it's because the body has now felt safe enough to release those things. Plateaus also happen because the body to fat to muscle ratio exchange is taking place. So if you're exercising, then you're gaining muscle, and the exchange prevents the scale from moving. Plain and simple. BIA, or bioimpedance analysis, is actually a more accurate way of measuring because it looks at things more than just weight, things like body fat percentage as well as water. And if you know much about me, then you know that I believe the bathroom scale is a big liar. Number three, we also see plateaus happen as a result of inflammation. Releasing fat and toxins as well as stress in the body, even in the form of good stress like exercise, can lead to small amounts of inflammation. The reasons for plateau mentioned here are just a few of the obvious ones. But as I said earlier, the body is really not that simple. And if we trust the process and keep pushing, then we will overcome that plateau if we're on the right plan for our body. So what if you feel like you're doing everything right and you're getting no results? You're eating the right foods, you're doing the right aerobic activity, you're weightlifting, you're getting appropriate sleep, you're ridding the body of toxins the best way you know how, you're implementing stress-reducing tactics or practices, you've been meditating, praying, starving, fasting, fueling yourself on excess protein, trying diets like keto that supposedly work for everyone. You get the point. As I mentioned earlier, the body is not a calculator, and sometimes all of those things are great, but what if you've not found the root to your weight problem? What if all those healthy foods you're actually consuming are seen as poison to your system? So take salmon, for example. It's a healthy food for most people, but if you have a sensitivity to it, then you're actually adding fuel to your fire of inflammation every time you consume it. And that's just one of the things I like to look at when helping someone live a life of freedom from the yo-yo diet. There are many things that can upset our systems in a way that actually prevent us from overcoming our weight and metabolism issues. And of course, this list is a very short one of a pretty large list, but we're looking at things like hormone imbalance, eating the wrong foods for your body, or eating things in the wrong ratios. Maybe you're having problems digesting your food appropriately, or you're not really absorbing your nutrients properly. Other things Can happen like overgrowth of certain gut bugs or imbalance. Yeah, you heard me right. Those gut bugs, they can actually keep you and prevent you from losing body fat. What I'm talking about here is things like parasites, protozoa, bacterial infections, fungal infections, yeast, worms. These are all things that can live in our bodies, but we need to get rid of certain ones, and balance is really the key that needs to be addressed. So what's next? Well, I love to empower those who are overweight and sick for unknown reasons to help them get to the root of their health issues so they can live their best life. And the truth is, you were created for greatness. You were created to live a life free from sickness. You should not have to struggle every single day for the rest of your life, whether it's in your weight or you're suffering from nagging chronic symptoms like headaches, fatigue, food cravings, or anything else for that matter. How long have you been struggling? That is a very important question. And what are you willing to do to end that struggle? After dealing with symptoms of sickness in almost every organ system of my body, I worked with some of the greatest mentors in the field of functional medicine and have gained knowledge and understanding on how to implement protocols that have helped thousands of others get to the root of their health issues so they can really live that life of their dreams. So what are you waiting for? I remember being sick of being sick. My rock bottom was after years of suffering silently. And I know you may be doing the same thing right now. Or maybe you're not suffering silently. Maybe you're complaining about it. Either way, there is hope for you, and all it takes is the right plan. I'll be sharing more about my journey and what I've done to get well and to help others do the same in upcoming articles and video clips. So please stay tuned. And if you feel a connection in any way that encourages you to do a little bit of detective work in your own life, then I'd love to share more about how you could do that. You know, I've written a book called Healed His Way. It's a very simple and straightforward read, and it's a great place to start. And when you're ready to go deeper with someone who can offer you a little bit of support, maybe one-on-one, I'll be here to provide you with those resources as well when you need that. I'm wishing you an amazing day of health and happiness. Again, this is Chelsea Ward, knowing that we can all be happy, healthy, and whole.